Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever you're watching this video. I'm excited to get another summer camp season started. We normally send out a welcome email, but this year I figured I'd shoot a video and do it digitally. Please review the content that's within this email. Please watch this video with all the decision makers as well. This video will be posted on the summer camp page and will have all the information needed for each week of camp, no matter when you are signed up for. So let's get started. Our summer camp started in 2010 and has grown in numbers every single year, not just in players, but also in the number of camps that we offer. They've always been a place where players have come to learn and have fun. This year will be no different. We're excited that your player is going to be part of our 10th year of holding our summer camps. Here's some general camp information. Each camp description can be found on the summer camp page. All camps are held at the M14 facility, which is 2414 Church Road in Aurora. Our morning camps are from 9 a.m. to noon. Camp drop-off for our morning camps, we allow players to start being dropped off at 8:30 in the morning. For the afternoon camps, they go from 1:30 to 4:30. Camp drop-off for that is at 1:15. And we do ask for either morning or afternoon camp that all the campers are picked up on time. Our staff does have other training sessions that they will be getting to at the conclusion of each camp. All players will need to bring their own basketballs. Please write your name on the basketball so we can make sure your player's basketball can be easily found. And players must bring their own water. Our refund policy can be found here or also on our website on the top menu bar under More Plus and Refunds. Also, each player will receive a camp t-shirt, and that t-shirt will be given out at the conclusion of camp on Thursdays. Groups are put together based on grade level and gender. We're fortunate that each week we have enough players registered that we're not going to run into a situation where we will have 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all within one group. We keep group sizes to 10, but parents, we don't accept requests on where you would like your player to be placed. We love the fact and we appreciate that everybody wants to sign up and be with their friends. But the two things that are going to be our driving factors to make decisions is always going to be making sure we stay in the correct player to coach ratio and that we can still offer the quality that you expect out of us. It's never been a problem through all the years that we've run camp, so we don't purposely separate friends. But what we do hope is that everybody is signed up for the right reasons. We hope that each player is attending camp so they get better at basketball. I also hope that you can appreciate that if everybody was to request which group they would like to be in, it makes it very difficult for us to stay within ratio and ultimately give the quality within that camp that your player deserves. We have a method, parents. We've been doing it for years, but we do want to make sure that we set that expectation. Ultimately, parents, our goal is to make sure every player has a great experience with us. I'm super excited about this year's staff. Our camps are always led by our full-time staff. So Coach Bobby, Coach Andrew, Coach Ryan, or Coach Art, or Coach Remy always run the camp. And then individual groups are led by our coaches that are either on our staff or we also have players who we've worked with in the past that are playing at the collegiate level. But this year, parents, this is the first year that we'll still have our full-time staff running the camps. We'll still have trainers that are on staff with us that will be there at the camp. But this is the first year that we're actually going to have players that have graduated from high school that are going to play in college, but they actually attended camp as well. And we have a lot of those players that will be attending. And I'm really, really excited about that. So I remember the days when some of the camp counselors were actually at camp, just like your player is going to be in 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th grade, and had very successful high school careers and now are going on to play college. They're back now to be there to work with the players. So that's something that's very special. It makes me feel kind of old, parents, but it's really, really cool. Okay, so that's a way that we are able to keep the culture, right? And it also is cool for your players, right? Because some of your players will have seen these players play in high school. They'll know of some of them, and then they get to work with them as well. So we still keep our full-time staff there that's making sure camp is running correctly and we're explaining the drills correctly. But the ones that'll be working with the group are either our staff or we'll have players that are playing at the collegiate level. And this year, it's going to be some of my players that actually came through the camp. So very excited about that. Some of you watching this video have a player that will be with us all day, which means we'll be providing lunch. We do have a system for that, so I did want to touch on that as well. After the morning camp, parents, we will call out all the players that are staying with us all day, and we'll have them line up on a wall. Due to everything that's going on, we'll make sure we practice social distancing as well. We'll allow them to wash their hands, and we'll only have 2 people in the bathrooms at one time. Then they will bring their bags and all their belongings and find an X, which we will have in our concession area or in our film room. So our facility manager has placed an X on every single table to make sure we're practicing social distancing. Lunch is served by a member of our upper management staff. So either myself or our general manager, our operations director, or our facility manager are the only ones who do serve lunch. Our normal policies for serving food is always to have gloves on, but we are going to throw a mask on as well for serving lunch. We're going to call the players up one at a time. We're going to have them sit down. We have TVs in our film room and also in the concession area, so we always have ESPN on, or we're watching some basketball highlights during lunchtime. The gym opens back up at 1:15. We let the players head back on in there. They can shoot around until the afternoon camp begins. I think we all understand these are interesting times. And no matter how you feel we should navigate through these times, I want everybody to know at M14 Hoops, we take this very serious. If we're going to err, we're going to err on the side of caution. The thing I like most about all our returning families is that they follow the rules. We're going to have some new families here. Some of you guys that are watching this video, this will be your first time coming to an M14 Hoops program, and that's awesome. That's one of the things I love about the summertime. We got new players that are trying us out. But I want everybody to understand, no matter if you're a returning family or if you're a new family, we need to watch the facility guideline video that's held on the summer camp page, and we need to follow the rules. Simple things like players coming in with a face mask, they're not going to train with it, but also exiting with one on, not allowing parents in the building, just to list a couple of the guidelines that you'll find in that video, are going to be heavily enforced. So parents, I really need everybody to understand that we are going to enforce these rules, and we need everybody to comply and follow them as well for everybody's safety. The major thing I want to touch on is how we are going to enter and exit the building for summer camps. Now, I'm going to say this, parents, if you're involved in another program, there might be a different protocol for that program on entering and exiting the building, okay? You will see sometimes, depending on which camp you're in, that there might be players coming in and out of the front entrance, for example. It might be private instruction or shooting machine. We have multiple programs that'll be going on at one time, okay, or at different times within the day. All right, so for summer camps, I want to make sure everybody knows what the policies will be. And the big thing we're going to touch on right now is how we're going to get players in the building and how we're going to get them out of the building. Please make sure, because I know we carpool. I know sometimes babysitters or grandma or granddad are dropping players off. Let's make sure everybody who's involved with transporting players understands these rules. For drop-off parents, we want everybody to go park in our main parking lot, and then you will walk your player or players to the correct door they will be going in, and we want you to wait there. We want you to wait because we're going to be taking every single player's temperature with our non-contact thermometers. Parents, we do have a fever protocol, and we let this be the final say-so. So we're going to put this up to every player's head. We're going to take their temperatures, non-contact, and if it does come up as if they do have a temperature, we're going to send them home with you, which is why we don't want you to drop your player off and leave. Once your player enters the building, everybody will be free to go. Here are the doors that your player will be entering. All third grade boys and girls will enter door number 3. All fourth grade boys and girls will enter door number 4. Fifth graders will enter door number 2. Sixth grade boys and girls, door number 5. Seventh graders, number 1, and eighth graders will enter door number 6. If you are carpooling, we ask you take your group to the youngest player's grade level door to enter the building. For pickup parents, we have a systemized way that we need this to happen. In a couple seconds, you're going to see an image of our parking lot, and you will see where each grade level needs to park. You would park in that area and wait in your vehicle, and our coaches are going to exit the building out of the side doors, and then we're going to walk each group to that area of the parking lot. I figured this would be a lot easier than if everybody randomly parked in our parking lot. These are children. Sometimes they don't know which car and who's picking them up, and that could be a source of confusion. So everybody's going to park in a specific area. Our coaches are going to exit, and we're going to walk with each player so we can make sure everybody's being safe in our parking lot, and then they can find you there. So we need everybody to participate in that. Let's see what that image looks like. Again, parents, if you're carpooling, we want you to park in the area of the youngest grade level player that you would be taking home. Also, parents, we're not going to be allowing any parking directly in front of the building or on the sides. Overall, parents, these are some different times. We have to take some different measurements, but we'll get through it. We'll have a staff member out there at the beginning of camp. We'll have a staff member out there at the end of camps to assist you, to help you know where to park and what we should do. Let's not overcomplicate this, but I do want to make sure that every decision maker and every person that will be transporting the players watches this video and also watches our facility guideline video, okay? Let's hold off on sending any email questions until we get through the first day. All right, let's see what this looks like. Don't worry, we have a method, we have a system, and we'll be helping everybody get through this, okay? So, some final thoughts. And parents, I've got this right in front of me because I'm gonna read off of this because these are, this is rather, the final thoughts that we send out every single year for our camps, and I really want to make sure that we understand this. And it always has a title that says, we're different, okay? If you haven't heard by now, hear it from me. Our summer camps aren't a vacation, all right? We expect players to show up, follow our rules, give their best effort for the entire 3 hours. Even though these are going to be some different times, parents, we still expect that, okay? Please expect your player to come back and say, hey, maybe camp was a little bit different than normal, all right? We do have to make adjustments as well on our end to still be able to facilitate that, but we still want to make sure they're having a good experience with us, okay? We always make sure our camps are going to be fun and they're going to be positive, okay? They're going to be encouraging, but they are stern, parents, all right? Players will understand very quickly that our camps are about learning basketball because that's what we think mom and dad paid for. All right, they're not about laughing and joking, and it's not recess, all right? Please don't be concerned if you're about players' talent levels, all right? We have a unique way of adjusting our drills, so it's not cookie cutter. So even though we might be doing a layup, for example, that's very simple, but we might have to break that all the way down for some groups. We might have to go to an advanced version for other groups. We have that flexibility, and we've been doing it for years. So don't worry about the talent level. We're excited about this. Our 10th year running camps. I can't believe it. Very excited about it, okay? It is a time that I look forward to most every year because we do have returning players coming. We do have new players in the gym, and that's always fun to see that. It's always fun to see players that we train that are playing and having successful college careers that are back in the gym this year, as I said, with having players that actually attended camps that are going to be camp counselors this year. It's going to be great, okay? But expect your player to leave in what we call a fourth quarter sweat. All right, we're going to move. We're going to make sure it's active, okay? We also make sure they get enough water, so don't worry about that. But overall, parents, really, I want everybody to understand is our culture is not something that is adjusted per program. Our rules aren't adjusted per program. There's one way that we do things at M14, and it's always driven through the player. We have a phrase, we say keep the main thing, and the main thing is all our players. We want to make sure it's a safe environment, but we also want to make sure it's a positive one. We want to make sure it's a fun one, but it's also one that they learn basketball because that's why you have them here with us, okay? If you have any questions that are not COVID-19 related that weren't answered within this video, feel free to send us an email, parents. We're always here to help you. We are super excited about this year at camp, so I'll see you guys in the gym. Thanks.